nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the world.
In October 1962, the world came closer than ever to nuclear catastrophe. The Cuban Missile Crisis was a tense 13-day standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union that nearly plunged the world into war. It all started when American spy planes flying over Cuba spotted something alarming: Soviet nuclear missiles being assembled on Cuban soil. These missiles were close enough to strike almost any city in the US in a matter of minutes, causing immediate panic within the American government. President John F. Kennedy faced a monumental challenge. His advisors debated the best course of action. Some pushed for an immediate airstrike to destroy the missiles, followed by an invasion of Cuba. But Kennedy understood the high stakes. Any direct attack on Cuba might provoke the Soviet Union to retaliate against American allies, like those in Europe, or even against the US itself. After much deliberation, Kennedy announced a naval quarantine around Cuba, a kind of blockade designed to prevent more Soviet ships from delivering weapons to the island without being considered an act of war. The world held its breath. Over the next 13 days, the situation escalated, with Soviet ships approaching the blockade line. The two superpowers communicated in heated exchanges, each refusing to back down. On October 27th, tensions reached a peak when an American U-2 spy plane was shot down over Cuba, and Kennedy's military advisors urged him to retaliate. With nuclear war seeming inevitable, Kennedy and his team worked tirelessly to find a solution. In a dramatic turn, Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev offered a deal. He would remove the missiles from Cuba if the US promised not to invade the island. Secretly, Kennedy also agreed to remove American missiles stationed in Turkey, close to the Soviet border, though this part of the deal was kept quiet to avoid any appearance of weakness. On October 28th, the agreement was reached, and the missiles in Cuba were dismantled. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the Cuban Missile Crisis had changed everything. This crisis highlighted the terrifying power of nuclear weapons and underscored how fragile peace could be. In the years that followed, the US and Soviet Union took steps to prevent another close call, establishing direct communication hotlines and signing arms control agreements to reduce the risk of nuclear war. The Cuban Missile Crisis became a defining moment of the Cold War, a stark reminder of the brink of disaster and of the crucial role that diplomacy can play in safeguarding peace.